What do you enjoy most about these types of events? You get to go across the state and talk to kids and things like that. What do you enjoy most?
We just connect with our fans from across the state. A lot of these kids either couldn't afford or wouldn't have the time to come to our campus to have a camp, or they can't get in because they're sold out. So this gives us a chance to go out into communities, and it's really funny. We'll have 100 kids at a gym and 400 adults. Grandma, Meemaw, Peepaw, it's just, but it's fun. We enjoy it. We're taking family pictures. For them, and sometimes we forget they would never have a chance to be touching the coach at Kentucky. Now, I've done this 4 years, so we've done tours with around this state for 4 straight years of this. Also, the trophy tour. Also, we've tried to reach out because this program is important to the people of the state.
You expecting to get some commitments from 5th or 6th graders?
No. But it's, we're trying to help the parents, teach the parents so they can teach their kids and give them an idea of some of the things that they can do that work and other things that will not work.
What most excites you about this upcoming season? All the highly talented recruits coming in, which is nothing different, but you got obviously the #1 recruiting class maybe of all time here. So, what most excites you about this upcoming season?
Well, the one thing I want to tell you, it's not the best players that win, it's the best team that wins. So what we had, well, let me say this, it's the best players who make the best team that wins. So if anybody thinks they can make a really good team with bad players, they're fooling themselves. And if you think you can do that, you go ahead and let me get the really, really good players and try to make them a team. But it's not guaranteed. Good players don't make a great team. There is no guarantee. But when you can get players like we did a couple years ago to buy in, to play for one another, and have the skill and talent, which we did. We didn't have all that last year. Everybody thinks, well, they didn't come together. No, we just weren't as talented as those teams in the past I've had. We weren't as skilled. We couldn't make the shots that we could make. We didn't have as many guys. This team has that. I'm excited about just the next season. It's the next one. And to move on and let's see what we can do with this group.
Was that the most frustrating part about last season, that they just didn't quite have that talent to do?
Let me say this, and I'm going to talk to this group today. In a lot of ways, it was a very rewarding year. We may have overachieved. When I say that, we finished second in our league. We beat Missouri, Mississippi on the road, and Florida. We were 3-1 against the 3 teams that went to the NCAA tournament in our league. Now, we fell down at the end on the road, and in our tournament, which knocked us out of the NCAA tournament, we had no Nerlens. So at the end of the day, we may have overachieved. The other thing is, it was a very rewarding year in a lot of ways. Not our tournament run or any of that, but it was rewarding because our players benefited. We talk about being players first. Well, can you stick to your principles, and can you stick to your core values when it's not going good for you as a coach? So you look at Nerlens, you look at Willie, you look at Archie, you look at Alex, you look at Kyle Wisher, how about John Hood and Jerry, how about Julius Mays? The players benefited, even though as fans and as the coach we didn't. And there's times that happens, but the question is, when things aren't going great, can you stick to your core values? Can you stick to your principles of how you want to run the program? And I think we did.
What was it like to experience, though, such a dramatic turnaround from, going on top of the nation to going to the NIT, experiencing some of the things like you did last year with no one left?
Look, I started at programs. UMass was the 5th losingest. I don't know if you understand what that means. At the time, there were 300 programs. UMass, for the decade of the 80s, was ranked 295. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. There were 300 programs. In a decade, in a 10-year span, we were 295. And I had to take over that program and build it back up. So I've seen the depths of that, and I understand none of it's a given. And we built, and Memphis at the time was down. We built it from an NIT team to a team that can compete on a national level. And this, we walk in here and we kind of, get lucky with the recruiting class late, followed up with the Final Four, followed up with the national championship, and you start thinking, well, it's just because it's me coaching, we're going to win. Oh, no, it's about your players, putting them first, having those guys ready for this, and we weren't last year, and so I'm fine. I mean, I'd like to win every game every year, but understand I've done this a long time, 20-some years of coaching. You get an idea of how things work.
18, 19-year-olds to live up to that constant expectation that Kentucky has, how difficult is that?
It's hard. That's what I said. It's not for everybody. You don't want to come here if you want to take all the shots or you think it's all about you or you want to not show half the games. Every game we play is someone's Super Bowl. Every practice we have is a war because you're preparing for someone else's best. The great thing about when you win here, you're beating people at their best. And when someone plays their best and looks over and says, we still can't beat these dudes, that's a feeling you want to have. Last year, 2 years ago, in 2011, we couldn't win a road game in our league. Could not. And still went to a Final Four because by the end of the year we had learned and grew and we were ready for it. This past year, we didn't have the mental makeup we needed. And then when we had the injury, we were behind the eight ball. It was going to be extremely difficult next year.
Of the teams that you've taken to the Final Four at Kentucky, at UMass, and at Memphis, what's been the constant of those teams? Is there something that is the same?
They were all great rebounding teams. They were all great defensive teams. All those teams blocked a lot of shots, which led to breakouts, and their defense led to breakouts. And then we had really good players. But they defended. They knew that's what they were. They were all great defensive teams. Man-to-man, we didn't play zone. We didn't do crazy stuff. We just made every shot a hard shot. And then offensively, we had great balance. I think if you look back at all five of those teams, the four in the Final Four and the two finalists, and they all had five guys in double-figure scoring. So you didn't have one guy getting 35 points. You had five guys all in doubles, and maybe six. And then if I look back, I would imagine it may have been six. So unbelievable defense, great balance, terrific players.
And you can very well have that this year with the dedicated admissions program, with the highly talented class, with the return.
Well, I hope so. We hope so.
And I know you mentioned before it's a goal that you might be chasing perfection.
Well, I told the story the other day when I was at UMass in 95, 96, and I said, what are our goals? We had Marcus Camby, Padilla, and Travieso, and Tyrone Weeks, and Dante Bright, Danny Dingle, and Edgar says, let's win the national title. And I was happy because it's not about league to me, it's about winning the championship. It's all I've always coached that way, never worried about league championships. And then Tyrone steps in and says, well, let's win them all. The problem with him saying that year, we opened up with Kentucky. And we had 11 NBA players. Second game was Maryland, third game was Florida, fourth game was Wake Forest. We still had Georgia Tech, still had Syracuse, Southern Cal, North Carolina State, Georgia Tech, Memphis, Louisville, Princeton. And this kid said, and that's outside your league, and every game you played in your league was the biggest game on their schedule. Every road game was sold out. And this kid's talking undefeated. And guess what? Because of him, we won our first 27. So from that time, I said, why not try to coach an undefeated team? Because they say it can't be done. I said, before I retire, I'd like to do it. Well, I've had three teams real near that. That team in 06 to 2018, 2012 team, all had a chance to be undefeated and lose one or two games. So, it's, something that I say before I retire, you don't reach it, all right? You're grabbing for the stars, but okay, you missed, but you grabbed the moon. All of a sudden, you're doing special things, and that's what I think has happened for our team.